Alright guys, so this should be a quick review, and I'm doing this mostly because I want to make sure that you remember all of this, especially as we delve into more of the informative texts or like expository texts. So we're looking at author's purpose. Before a writer begins to write, he or she decides the reason or purpose for writing. Again, they decide on the reason or purpose for writing. Make sure that as I follow along, or as you follow along, that you are highlighting or filling in the blank, in this case in your notes. You will be responsible for submitting that into Notability then, or through Notability to the Dropbox in Schoology. So there are 3 reasons or purposes for writing. Do you remember them? It's as easy as pie. So the first is to persuade, P, persuade. The second is to inform, I, inform. And the third is to entertain, E, entertain. So again, it's as easy as pie. When an author tries to convince you or persuade you, he or she wants you to take his or her view on something. If you wanted, for example, your classmates to eat more fruits and vegetables, you may write something like the following. It's important to eat fruits and vegetables every day. There are many benefits to doing so. Choosing to include these types of food in your daily diet is important for good health. So I think here, if you look carefully, what are some of the key words? In this case, it's important. That is definitely language that is to convince or to try to persuade. There are many benefits. Oh, what are the benefits? That's what you might be asking yourself, right? So again, more of that trigger to persuade you into doing something. And then again, it's important for good health. You can tell by the tone of the author that they're really trying to convince you to eat more fruits and vegetables. Now it's your turn. I want you to try to convince me or persuade me to play or not to play Fortnite. Again, pay attention to the choice of words. So again, go back. Is it important? Or you should. Think of those key words that are going to try to persuade me into doing something. All right, ready, set, go. Take some time and write your response in your Notability assignment. When you're ready, you can move on and delve into the inform part of your notes. When an author writes to inform, he or she tells you about a topic, and it's fact-based. It is not opinion, it's not what they think, it's solely the facts. For example, if you wanted to share information about a high school with someone, you might share the following. Lebanon High School was founded in 1852, and the current building opened in 1969 for students. Approximately 1,224 students are enrolled at the high school, and that number is expected to increase next school year. The current principal is Mr. Giovino, and the school mascot is a cedar tree. So as you can see, those are just facts. Nothing there is like, oh, I think Lebanon High School is nice, or you should go to Lebanon High School because there's so many smart students and the teachers are awesome, this and that. No, none of that is mentioned here because this is simply to inform. Okay, now again, it is your turn. Provide information or facts about a famous leader, a singer, a writer of your choice. So this is your choice, guys, to tell me about your famous leaders, anybody you've learned about, anybody that you know that you really like, a singer, anybody, again, that you want to share about. Who's your favorite singer right now? Tell me about them. Give me the facts. Or a writer. Again, anybody. Ready, set, go. Again, take your time. Write in some brief facts about the person, leader, singer, writer, etc. And then move on to the last part of the pie, which is E, to entertain. So when an author wants to tell you an exciting story, he or she is writing a story to entertain. All fictional stories are written to entertain. So are fantasy stories. For example, if you wanted to, which are fictional, but for example, if you wanted to share a fantasy story about the first time your family went to the beach, you might write something like, one beautiful summer morning, we arrived to the beach on our magical unicorns. Mine was purple with curls, and my sister's unicorn was green with frizzy hair. Everyone stared, and we weren't sure why. Once we landed, we laid our blankets and basket down. I brought sunblock lotion because my skin is sensitive, but immediately after that I ran to the water and dug my feet deep in the squishy sand. We played in the water mostly and enjoyed our lunch on the beach. We had such a great time laughing and playing on the sand. That might not have been as exciting or as entertaining as you think. When you think of entertainment, you think of something that's going to like excite you, but it is still a story that is telling you about fictional things. For example, we know that there are unicorns that are going to fly into the beach and do all this crazy stuff. Like, that's not realistic. That's fictional. It's simply to entertain, excite you, especially for little ones who love unicorns. That's what that's for. All right, now it is your turn. Write a fictional story. Remember, we're talking about fictional, we're talking about pretend, something that's not real. It can be realistic. A lot of the books that I enjoy are actually realistic fictional. They're not based on somebody's true life. It's not a biography, but it's very much realistic. It can be fictional entirely, it can be fantasy, etc. But tell me about something wild that happened on the way to school. It could be about you, it could be about a friend, it could be about anybody, but on the way to school, something wild, something just crazy that happened. Ready, set, and go. This is your last prompt. Answer it and submit for your credit today.